Welcome back to another week of Instigating with Clarkey and Drury, brought to you by our friends at Conway Furniture, Highway 86, east end of Listowel, our friends at Larry Hudson Chevrolet Buick GMC, and of course the Listowel Squash Courts. We got stuff to talk about regarding all three of our great sponsors later.
Yeah,
Stick around for that.
You not to jump in here, but you tease me something about the squash courts. I'm excited to find out what you're going to be talking about later.
Something big occurred for me at the squash courts, all right? But something even bigger is occurring right now because we're joined by our great friend, the general manager of the PJHL's Mitchell Hawks, Scott Bridge. Bridgie, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, Ryan?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to see you. I feel every time I talk to you, I feel like I haven't seen you in like a year, but it's like been a few weeks since we did all those preseason interviews. Before we dig in to your and Clarkey's, I'm not taking part in this, your and Clarkey's beloved Maple Leafs, things at the Hawks so far. How are things going? The team's playing pretty well. What's your impression so far of how the season's turned out?
We're a young team. We're a very young team. Obviously, Mitchell winning the championship a couple of years ago, you're going to win that with a veteranized group. So last year, being the first year with Mitchell and the team still veteranized and old, we knew that turnover was going to happen at some point, and that happened to be this year. So we're young, we're learning. There's a pile of learning curves. It's can't let your emotions get the best of you, but yeah, we're in a little bit of a slump right now, but guys are practicing hard, learning systems. We've got 9 rookies on the team this year. So more than half, it's about half your team that hasn't played a PJHL game going into this year. So we know that there's going to be some bumps and we're learning the hard way right now, but we've got a system set up in place and it's up to the kids now to capitalize.
Bridgie, I know obviously like it's a lot of fun to have a team win a title. It's a lot of fun to kind of walk into a group like that. And obviously last year, the team was still very competitive in your first year in the big GM chair. I do have to imagine though, in a bit of a different way, that it's got to be somewhat exciting running a junior hockey team like this, because you mentioned all that turnover. You're overseeing all of that. So it's got to be kind of exciting in a way to have new puzzle pieces and be responsible for the rebuild of this, if you will. That's got to be kind of exciting, right?
It is. It is very exciting. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of communication. You're not just dealing with players, you're dealing with their parents as well and chatting to them. And they always have lots of questions, and it's getting the kids out to the spring skates and then having meetings with them after spring skate on what they see them, where they see themselves this year and where they see themselves playing, what they wanted of our organization. So there's lots of questions to be answered, and there's a lot of steps in a process to signing a kid, right? So, but you're right, it is exciting. It's a lot of fun. And it's the next step is watching these kids grow and watching them grow every year, get bigger, stronger. And it's always fun now that you've signed them just to have conversation in the hallway before games, talk to them at practice and get to know them as people as well.
Bridgie, is there one part of the role that's really satisfying for you, like you just love to do?
I think that it's building relationships up with other general managers. I think that's very, very, very important. You sit down in this summer watching the Jays game at night, and you're always chit-chatting to somebody. And whether it's at the junior C level, the junior B level, the NOJHL level, the OJHL level, you're always reaching out, introducing yourself, communicating, talking about players. And now that the season started, these GMs that you built relationships up with, they're now, giving you a call and seeing what's available and obviously nothing right now. So, but it's, that's probably the most satisfying, Clarkey. And being in customer service and sales for so many years, it's kind of my background and it's what I enjoy doing. So that's probably the most satisfying part is that. And then obviously if you can make a trade happen with bringing in a piece, that's also very satisfying too as well.
Sure. And you know what? It's like life in general, right? Like like building relationships I've built my career on as well, and carried on now. Larry Hudson's like, you got to build relationships. You got to reach out to people. You got to pick up the phone and talk to people. And yeah, I can definitely see you very successful in that role. You're, as an outgoing guy. So that's good. But there was a couple of things you mentioned in that answer that I wanted to touch upon.
Yes.
One was chatting about the Jays or watching a Jays game. And the other was making a trade. Let's dive in a little bit here on the Jays if we can. And I'm sure you saw what happened to the Jays and saw the press conferences afterwards. I cannot believe we are still in the same position with all three of the guys still in. To me, there is tremendous amount of turmoil going on in that front office. How do you feel what's going on with the Jays? Can you believe that Atkins and Shapiro are back? First off,
yeah. Actually, I'm very shocked. And then they announced that Schneider's going to be back next year too. As well.
Yeah, why not?
And they let that out, let the cat out of the bag. Like, what was it, a day or two after?
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't even give time to digest it. And then they stated they didn't really agree with pulling Barrios as well in Minnesota, stating that didn't come from up top. It was his choice, right? So do you
believe that? Do you believe that? I don't believe that for a second.
No, someone was pulling the strings. For
absolutely.
Sure. Yeah, that's just where I sit with that. I don't Schneider. I mean, with Barrios going over to him in the dugout, putting his arm around him and just patting him on the chest and almost saying, "I know it's not you. It's not your bad. It's okay. It's okay." That just goes to show me that wasn't John Schneider. That was somebody more above him.
And I feel Ross Atkins maybe didn't lie in his press conference, but chose his words very carefully. I want to say, i.e. he says, I'm not in those meetings, before games. That's fine. Maybe you're not in the meetings, but you can't tell me your influence isn't in those meetings. And
there's no email being sent.
And you may not be in a meeting the day before. I just thought he chose his words very carefully not to be called out as a liar. But oh my God, it was just like, I don't know. Just like
here's my problem.
A comedy routine.
Yeah, here's my problem, not with what you're saying, Clarkey, but really the content of it and how true it really is. And Bridgie, I'm interested in your thoughts on this now that we're off on a tirade about our Blue Jays, which is something we can all commonly
that's right.
Throw our angst at. It is you saying that, he didn't exactly lie, he just kind of chose his words and talked his way around. That's kind of exactly my problem with this front office.
Totally.
Is that they don't just come out and tell you straight up, we screwed up. We made this decision. It went wrong. We told a guy to do this. Mm-hmm. We traded this player. It didn't work. There's no accountability to be found in that. Mark Shapiro had a little bit of it in his press conference where he came out and said, off the top, the buck stops with me. I'm in charge. I'm disappointed. That was the only little shred. And that image you brought up, Bridgie, of Jose Barrios and that moment he had with John Schneider in that game 2 in Minnesota, that encapsulated to me the entire season and everything that is wrong with this Blue Jays front office. And I'm interested to hear your thoughts just on where we go from here, because there's going to be a lot of roster turnover. Like Matt Chapman's not coming back. There's just absolutely no way the Jays are going to pay a guy that hit 213 down the stretch and lost all his power.
But there's another thing. If I just interject quickly.
Yeah.
Atkins basically said those three guys weren't coming back and then backtracked the next day.
I know. That's what I'm saying. There's no accountability and there's no level of trust between them and the fan base. But like I said, they're not going to pay Matt Chapman $20 million, $20+ million to come back. Kevin Kiermaier is the only one where I'm kind of like, maybe he'd come back. Whit Merrifield's gone. There's going to be some of the pitchers. Jordan Hicks isn't going to come back unless they pay him $12 million, and they're not going to. they got a lot of work to do here, Bridgie. And I guess really what I'm trying to say here is there's been a lot of talk about Vladdy Jr. Would you trade him?
No, not at this point. I just think his age comes into play, and I think the ceiling's so high with him. I think that there's a few minor issues with his game that I think the right coach could bring out in him on the positive side of things. But I wouldn't trade him right now. I just think he's too talented. And
who's the right coach?
Oh man,
what kind of coach? I'm not saying name names. What kind of coach do you think this guy needs?
I thought that the Jays bench coach this year may have been the right guy for the job, right? So, but
he may not be back either, though. I'm sure he's going to be. Don Mattingly will be at least interviewed for some of the vacancies. And if Aaron Boone ever gets booted out of New York, you got to think he's interested in going back there.
Well, Don Mattingly's a manager through and through. There's if he's way too talented to be just a bench coach. But I thought that Don Mattingly coming in, there'd be maybe things would be just tightened up, and they really weren't. I thought maybe, okay, you know what? Don Mattingly's around as the bats are kind of slumped a little bit against Minnesota. Maybe he'll be a guy to help get them going. And it was,
or maybe Vladdy wouldn't get picked off second base in a playoff game.
Oh, that was just terrible. Little, and that's what I mean with tightening things up, right? He just
exactly.
He just seems to be almost daydreaming at times, and he's too talented of a baseball player to be caught daydreaming at times. He seems a little bit off balance at first base at times, misses some routine throws. He just seems like he's out in la la land, if that's the best way of putting it. From time to time,
it's the best way.
I agree, and God, I love the kid, but we're all so frustrated because we all see the potential that's in there. We see that potential 50 homer, 135 ribby season. We see it in there, and we're like, God, like, can you give us a little bit of consistency, man? Thank God he's still young, because I mean, if he was 30, 31, he would be traded.
I know I'm going to sound like the old crotchety old guy, but just play the game. No more water bucket pours after the game. I know I've said this thousands of times on this show. No more stutter steps when you're running around the bases. If you hit 60 home runs on your 60th, you can do that. But just play the game now. Just play the game. Anyway, that's my rant. I think it's important to note that, like, it's part of his personality, but right now I do kind of agree that you do have to kind of let that go a little bit until you win something. Yeah.
Because that's the big problem here. Like, they said that about Ovi for years, right? And then he finally won, and now nobody has a problem with it. He can do whatever he wants after he scores, and people are like, hey, Ovi, isn't he cool? They weren't saying that before he won. You got to win, man. And like, they've not won a damn thing. And it sucks, Bridgie. And my biggest problem, we talked at length with our friend Barry Davis recently right after the Atkins presser.
Yeah.
We have not touched on the Shapiro one much on the show, because last week we wanted to focus on hockey. Hockey was back. Yeah. We're doing our NHL primer with Dark Guy, but we can turn our attention to it now. Of all the things Ross Atkins said, and of all the things John Schneider said immediately after the loss, nothing touched a nerve more for me than when Mark Shapiro was asked why he thinks Ross Atkins is the best person to lead this team. And Mark Shapiro said, I think he's a really good general manager. And then he said, and this sent me up the wall, the results speak for themselves. What
results?
You've not won a playoff game the entire time you're here. I know 2016, they won the wild card game. That was not their team. They inherited it from Alex Anthopoulos. Since day one, when they took over, when it was their team, they have not won a playoff game. They have maxed out at 92 wins, which was a year ago. This is not good enough, Bridgie. And I'm just struggling. Like, we were joking. I wasn't joking. I was being serious. But when Barry was on with us, I said, I would be moving heaven, hell, and earth to call Theo Epstein and be like, please come here and we'll give you, you want 15, anything. Someone recently this week, Mr. Bridge, and I'm curious your thoughts on this. Someone just became a free agent, somebody who I have so much respect for. I'd love to get her on the show somehow. Was just she wasn't let go. She left. The Miami Marlins just lost one of the most intelligent, talented baseball executives in the world. Kim Ng resigned as general manager when it was noted that the ownership group wanted to bring in someone above her, even though she's done a tremendous job there and got them back into the playoffs this year with a nothing budget. She's walked away. I would love to have Kim Ng come up here and run the Blue Jays. What are your thoughts on that, Bridgie?
Yeah, I read an article on Twitter about that, and very interesting piece to read anyways. Why not? Why not give it a shot? I mean, she's proven what she can do in Miami, and why not bring her in? I don't see a problem with that. I guess my one angle I come with is, why not work? Why not work with somebody that's above you? Why not learn? It's not like you've been in the game for 30, 35 years and you know everything. Does she have authority issues? I don't know. But yeah, why not stay and learn the most you possibly can instead of just walking away? But I don't see a problem in bringing her in, just as long as if she, when she doesn't get her way, she walks away. That's just the only thing that I'm concerned.
I think my understanding of it.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. My understanding is there's a lot more layers to this. And
sure,
to be fair, Kim's been around a long time. Like she got her start in front offices back with the Yankees in the late 90s, early 2000s. She was in charge of major league and minor league scouting. She was in charge of game day reports. She was in charge of a lot of stuff. And to be quite honest, like a lot of analytical stuff that people take a lot more credence in now. But the thing that I love about Kim is that she's put in her time. She takes over there, and it's incredible for the fact of the matter, they even got her to go there. And a big reason why was Derek Jeter was still there. Well, then Jeter leaves because he didn't like the direction that ownership was taking some decisions. I heard a big reason why was some of the budget slashes. Surprise, surprise, the Miami Marlins to international scouting, which has made them very successful. But one thing that I love about Kim is that she appreciates analytics and the numbers, but she had a team where she had guys that would go out there and cook, and she would let them stay out there and cook. Last year, Sandy Alcantara was the Cy Young winner. That guy pitched over 100 pitches in games, a lot, and they would leave him in there in the 8th inning. Sometimes he'd see a lineup 4 times through, and he would stay out there and he would pitch. I think the world of her, and I just have no more time for Ross Atkins, and to say the results speak for themselves again. Well, as a fan, I just felt so insulted. Yeah. It's as if Mark Shapiro thinks we're dumb and we can't see. It's like he thinks that like they won 100 games in a season and it mysteriously disappeared and we're all forgetting. That didn't happen. You've not won.
I wrote you and producer Adam this was from a Steve Simmons article earlier in the week, and he says,
"Oh yeah,
Mark Shapiro was a numbers guy, so we'll throw a few numbers his way. He's been a club president or GM in Major League Baseball for 23 seasons. He has not won a playoff round since 2007 with a team he has played any part in building. He has not won a playoff game since October 16th, 2007. He's missed the playoffs 15 times. He's lost his last 10 playoff games between Toronto and Cleveland. He may be terrific at stadium renovations and budgeting and press conferences, but where is any evidence from hiring a fumbling GM to hiring 2 run-of-the-mill managers back-to-back that he can lead the Blue Jays to a World Series? I know you're not a fan of Steve Simmons. I like Steve. I've known him well, known him for a long time. That sums everything
that I'm not
up.
A fan.
No, you're not. You've told me that before. But that's fine.
Like some
that's
of the
fine.
Stuff he does. Yes.
Right. Yeah. But that's
right.
To me, absolutely right. And as I said, right after the season, and I don't think anything I heard in any of the press conferences makes me change my mind. He has 2 puppets. He's running the show. He's running the entire thing. He's an egomaniac, and he smiles in front of the cameras, and he says we have to wait 5 years to see how trades play out, even though when he came here, he seemed to blame Anthopoulos for a lot of trades the season previous. However, Rogers isn't going to do anything.
You know what's really funny about
That's
that?
Where it all
you brought
starts.
Up? Yes. And Bridgie, I'd like your thoughts on this too. You know what's funny about that you bring that up? Remember the whole beef with Shapiro and Anthopoulos was that when Mark got here, Bridgie, he was all upset with Alex for emptying the prospect cupboard to bring Troy Tulowitzki and David Price, and he was upset that he sold the farm. Was his exact quote. And Alex did, but they had unprecedented success. They went to the CS back to like.
Let's compare. Let's compare their records
now, and that's not even my issue here. Is that he came in and made a big stink about, oh, you sold off all the prospects, blah blah. Where is the elite farm system for the Jays? It's been 8 years, and I believe this year Baseball America had the Blue Jays farm system ranked 21st, if memory serves. They were in the low 20s. Where's this elite farm system you're supposed to have, bud?
Right.
Where is this? Bridgie, your thoughts on that?
No, I totally agree with you guys. And even himself, he's traded away some young studs to bring in some players that I think is going to kind of hurt us in the future. So catching us as an example. I mean, I think we all had a Kirk this year, and would have been nice to see a young stud come up and do his thing. So hopefully nobody's a big Kirk fan, but I'm definitely not.
Well, my problem, not only my problem with that deal, Moreno's playing well. You remember who I'm pretty sure it was, I haven't gone back, but I'm pretty sure that Dalton Varsho was their cleanup hitter opening day. Because they had so much faith in this guy was going to be such a great hitter. Well, he wasn't. And they also said, they mentioned it at the time, that this guy has caught in the past. He's our third catcher. Well, he wasn't. So,
he can do it.
Okay, he can.
They never had to use him.
Why not? Well, what I'm saying, Ryan, is
because they needed him at left field.
Jansen got hurt, though, right? So they could have used him.
I know, but they brought up Heineman and they needed him in left field because they didn't want to play Whit Merrifield in left field more than they had to, and they wanted to rest him down the stretch. And to be fair, Dalton Varsho, for as much as we're upset at his bat, and he still hit 20 home runs, as much as we're upset with his bat, he is nominated for a Gold Glove, and I think he should win it. He's an incredible left fielder.
Well,
that's
he'll be
why
in center
they didn't
field
do
next
it, Clarkey.
year, probably.
He probably will.
Batting 210.
Final thought on the Jays here before we'll take a quick break, and then we got to talk about your Leafs. Bridgie.
Pissing me off, Bridgie. Can you tell?
Batting 210. I like how you got
Did you go to a game last year?
I'll get in there.
Did you go to a Jays game?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't.
Saw the Mariners. And
I'm not going to another game until they win a playoff game.
I'm not going until Shapiro and Atkins are gone. I'm fed up with them.
I think I saw Seattle and Toronto, and I want to say it was, I think, the second last Manoah start. And
that's
they handled that situation. They handled that situation well too, didn't they?
I was going to ask you about that, Bridgie. What the hell do you think happens with Alek Manoah? I don't think he can come back.
I don't know, guys. I don't know what the right answer is. I really don't. I wish I did have the answer for that one, but
don't you think they screwed this up?
Puzzling, but up and down, and then down, and then not making a comeback, and
down.
What is wrong? Yeah. What is
Again,
wrong?
There's always things we don't know.
Oh, there's
but on the surface, it looks like they've screwed it up.
Yeah, like you guys said at the beginning of the show, there's layers to every situation, right?
Yeah.
But Bridgie, it also looks like he has a bit of an attitude problem. And I don't want to assume that, but the whole thing, it's a combo of mismanagement of an asset in the form of a player who was a Cy Young finalist, but it also has a bit of a layer of, no, I don't deserve this. The whole fiasco where he wouldn't report again. It didn't paint Alek Manoah, whether on purpose or not. It didn't exactly paint him in the best light either, did it?
No. No, it didn't. And sometimes if there is attitude issues, that can be draining in the clubhouse too as well, right? I mean, it's no secret. Guys know, coaches know, and you think you're all that. It might not be the best for you.
You're absolutely right. And then like it just keeps going back to that Barrios pull. Like, talk about not having things go well in the clubhouse. Like, it just seems like this whole team is in shambles. I don't know, man.
It's bizarro world, dude. Okay, so let's transition.
Go Leafs, go.
We got a bit of time left. Let's talk about something positive. Positive for now.
Well, let's say they played 3 games. They didn't play well in the first one and won. They played well in the second game and beat Minnesota. Third game, they didn't play well. So to me, they've only really played well in one game. But it's early in the season. Now we're getting on the road. We're
recording this
before the Florida game,
prior to the Florida road game on Thursday, October 19th. Yeah. Bridgie, do you agree with Clarkey? They've really only played one good game. I kind of agree. Like, I didn't think that the Montreal performance on either side, either of those coaches were probably very happy, but they did grind it out and they managed to win. Thought they did play very well against Minnesota. Chicago, not a very promising performance against a very weak opponent. What's your impression of how they've looked so far? Minus Austin Matthews, who's been incredible.
Yeah, Matthews has been an absolute beast to start the season off, and my fantasy team's very happy for that as well.
Good.
My dynasty league there. So we'll, yeah. But anyways, no, I think that they've played, I would say, pretty consistent to start the year off, minus the fact they just didn't score in the third game. They let in. I mean, you let in more than you'd like to against Montreal. Then you let in 4 against Minnesota. You let in 4 against Chicago. Right? I watched that game the other night, and you got to keep the puck out of the net. The offense just can't keep going at 7 and 6 every single night, right? So it's one of those things where they're going to have to learn how to play defense here and win some 2-1, 3-2 hockey games, or else it's going to be just an absolute roller coaster all year. So I do like how Nylander and Matthews have looked to start the season off. And
Willie has like some of the moves he's made this year I've never seen. Like he deserves every penny Mitch Marner gets.
Yeah, I agree.
Looks like he wants some money.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I hope the Leafs pay him. That's really what I hope at the end of the day. So I'd hate for him to be against us.
Yeah, he's a really talented player. I'll ask you this because you brought up having to learn how to win those 3-2, 2-1 games, which it looked like they were starting to do toward the end of last year, heading into that playoff series. And then they did it against Tampa. Like, they won a series. And then they really, really struggled with the intense forecheck of Florida. I mean, again, the third game, that the Sam Bennett OT winner in that game is one of the worst covered goals by an entire team. I know we all pick on TJ Brody for that play, but it's one of the worst covered goals. He went through the entire team that I've ever seen. And that's not what you want to see in the playoffs. And it kind of feels a little bit like we're in Leafs limbo right now, where it's almost like the fans are like, we just don't really care how this goes. Let's get to April and see if anything has changed. Do you personally feel like that as well, Bridgie? Because as an outsider looking in, that's how I feel. And I'm not even really a fan of the team.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to Clarkey on a daily basis about this, and Clarkey and I tend to agree on a lot of Leaf stuff. So, it's a little frustrating. I mean, just because I've never seen them win a Stanley Cup in my life, and so that's a little frustrating. You're
a little.
You're loyal, you're dedicated year after year. You spend money on watching them play, and it just seems things are just inconsistently consistent recently. And there's a lot, I believe, right now, Ryan, that needs to change if the Leafs want to win the Stanley Cup.
Like what?
Well,
tell us.
Goaltending and stronger.
You don't like the goaltending?
It's untrustworthy right now.
Thank you.
I just don't trust it.
Ryan's eyes lit up when you said that. He just loves to pick on Samsonov because he was
don't.
You do so.
No,
It's true.
He's a good goaltender. He's very inconsistent and he can't stay healthy, and he gets hurt at the wrong time. The defense has gaps. It has holes. I love the Klingberg addition. I believe that you'll see him do great things on the power play with that unit. And moving Riley around. But I just don't think that they're just quite there yet on the defensive side.
Hey, they'll be different. We know they'll be different by the time the playoffs hit. They'll be different for sure. I think they've made some nice additions. I think they're tougher. I honestly think the additions have helped Matthews with his start.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just the presence of Bertuzzi and Reeves.
I think Bertuzzi's been great, having not piled up a bunch of points or anything. I think the way he's playing on that line has been awesome.
And people have their head up when he's on the ice because he could he'll run people.
He's a pest. He's a pesky guy.
He's a way better player than Bunting. He is.
Oh yeah.
No
even
question.
Not
no
even
question.
Close.
No question at all.
I think what we should do, as in I'm coaching this team, I think we should do a flashback and be the leader here and go back to the 80s and try to win every game 8-6. Give it a shot. The alternative hasn't helped. You have probably the best scorers.
Well, no,
league.
it's not that it's not that the alternative hasn't helped. It's that you've not been able to do the alternative, which everybody else.
It's the same thing. That's what I'm saying. So let's just turn it around and be the most offensive team. And by that I mean score goals, not be bad. Just go and do it and score goals and win every game 8-6. Exciting for the fans. Could be successful. Could have a cup.
Let me point to a team that tried that for a bit. It didn't go that great.
Samsonov was their goalie. That's why.
No, this is long before.
Oh yeah,
this is long. Samsonov was like 10 years old. Don't you dare besmirch the name of Olaf Kolzig. Don't you dare insult Godzilla.
Didn't he retire a Leaf?
I can't remember if it was a Leaf or Tampa.
He didn't play any games, I don't think. But I think
he signed a PTO and it didn't work out. No. And now he's back in DC where he belongs.
Only the goalie. Well, they got Martin Jones too. So who knows?
Yeah, till someone claims him when they have to call him up and send him back. We'll see.
Well,
Bridgie, I really appreciate you doing this. Obviously, we're still a little sour with the Jays, but hey, I think the Leafs are going to put it together. And hey, if we know anything about Brad Treliving, he loves to trade for big defensemen. I think he might pursue that for you, man. Best of luck the rest of this season with the Hawks as well, my friend. I'll be cheering for you. Thanks so much for doing this, Bridgie.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ryan. Thanks, Chris. Can't say enough good things about you two. Known you two for a very long time and enjoy the show and always enjoy coming on and chit-chatting baseball, hockey, life, whatever. It's
good.
Fantastic.
And, yeah. Reggie, the hair looks great too. The hair looks
thanks.
really good.
Thank
you. You look like $1 million, brother.
You do, man.
Just for you guys. So.
GQ, we're going to call you.
You look, hey, doesn't Bridgie look like a GM? Bridgie looks like a general manager.
That's why. He is. That's why. He is one.
Listen, MLSE, if things don't go right this time, Bridgie's the guy. Bridgie is the guy.
Hey, he knows baseball too, man.
Hey, Ed Ross.
I'd rather see you than Ross Atkins. You wouldn't take that crap.
I would too, honestly. I actually would too. Bridgie, thanks for doing this, pal.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with plenty of news.
Yep.
Yes, like
There's a story
said,
coming. There's a story
something to tease. Something went down at the Listowel squash courts, okay? We're going to fill you in on that. And obviously our couch potato of the week brought to you by Conway Furniture. That's coming up next on Instigating. Back to wrap things up, as always, here on Instigating with Clarkey and Drury. And as always, we are brought to you and are very thankful for our great friends over at Conway Furniture. Highway 86, that's the east end of beautiful Listowel, Ontario. Head over there. And of course, our friends at Larry Hudson Chevrolet Buick GMC. We'll touch on them as well in a minute. And of course, our friends at the Listowel Squash Courts. And I have big news to share about that.
Yeah.
I have big news to share. We're going to get there. We're going to get there in a minute. We're going to get there in a minute. All right. But first things first, we're gonna delve into our couch potato of the week, brought to you by our great friends at Conway Furniture. Now, before we do that, want to let you know our friends over at Conway Furniture, they've got a great deal happening right now. This runs until the end of October, ladies and gentlemen. They've got Orangeville sofa and love seats from Leathercraft, the Orangeville series, featuring a high back rolled arm with zippered back cushions for ease of movement and cleaning. Sounds like a good place to be a couch potato, ladies and gentlemen. Shown in the chocolate Nassau leather here. Beautiful. I love that. You know me, Clarkey. I like all my stuff dark.
That is a nice looking couch if you're watching on YouTube. Dude. Holy or Whiteman. That is a nice looking couch. That
is a couch built for couch potatoes.
Yeah.
This luxurious sofa, regular $43.99, now on for only $19.99, ladies and gentlemen. The love seat, regular $42.99, on now for $18.99. Quick math for you folks out there. That's $2,400 off of those beautiful sofas. Legit leather.
Deal. Dude, and that includes HST and delivery.
Yes, it does. So not only are you getting those incredible leather sofas where you can be a couch potato with us for $2,400 off until the end of October, no trick, all treat.
That's right. There's the love seat.
That's what we're doing.
Ooh, beauty.
There's the love seat.
Yep.
No trick, all treat. Running till the end of October. The price also includes HST and delivery. See ya. Go see our friends at Conway Furniture. Really quick as well, Clarkey. We know this.
Mm-hmm.
What are the deals over at Larry Hudson? What are they?
They're big.
Well, but also we know this.
What are they? What am I forgetting?
They're hot.
They're hot.
Sorry,
not hot. They're not big. They're hot.
Dude, you're fired.
I had to take a week off, and
what are you doing?
You take a week off, and boy, oh boy, you forget everything. Yes, they're hot.
They are hot, and tell us, still hot right now.
Well,
we've touched on this before.
We do have a lot of inventory, and we especially have some large SUVs. So if you're looking for a Yukon XL, a Suburban, that kind of thing, we have them in stock on the lot, and that hasn't happened for a long time. So come on down where the deals are hot. Larry Hudson's.
There he is. Yeah, I'll let you. You redeemed yourself. Well, we'll let your coworkers be the judge of that. But you've redeemed yourself.
There you go.
The deals are hot, despite the weather getting cold. It's hot over at Larry Hudson's. If you need a big SUV to get through this.
Large.
Well, we never know what the winter's going to be like. Yeah, large SUVs. We got
El Nino apparently is setting up. I keep seeing and reading, but
whatever.
Exactly. What's the weather going to be like this winter? Look out the window every morning.
Like this. This guy says it's going to be like this. Whatever. El Nino, El No. We don't.
It's frustrating. Who cares?
Whether it happens or not, you can be prepared. You can have a large SUV because if you go visit either Clarkey or if you already have a rep. Our friends over at Larry Hudson Chevrolet Buick GMC, 1000 Wallace Avenue in Listowel. Look, it's simple.
Exactly.
We're painting it out for you. It's completely fine. Head over there.
Yeah. Now listen, I want to get into this now.
Okay. Yeah.
But I got a text this morning from one Ryan Drury.
That's me.
Telling me he won his squash match this morning against Al, the owner of the Listowel Squash Courts.
I did it.
You got to tell me because I'm sensing maybe I'll let you win.
I'm going to tell you right now, honestly, if I were you, if I could do the little Ace Ventura moment here.
Yeah.
If I were you, I would feel the exact same way.
Yeah.
I would be extremely doubtful and going like, Al, he's shit. I can tell you seriously, that's not what happened. Al was punishing me, which he typically does.
Sure, I can see that.
Time.
Yeah.
I've been playing Al every Tuesday, and now we've switched it up. Now we're doing two a weeks. We're doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, up early in the morning, straight to the assault, straight to hammering on my hamstrings, which are sore right now, but they're sore for a good reason, because finally, after a month and a bit here of playing Al in the mornings, I finally beat him, and he was smacking me around for a little bit to start.
Like, did you win a match or a game?
I won a game.
Okay.
We just played.
That's good.
Which is a massive accomplishment for me, because I'm terrible at the sport. Yeah. I'm horrific at it. I would actually venture to say I'm a borderline embarrassment to the sport of squash.
Oh boy, where does that put Al?
No. See, now I feel bad for saying that, because I did beat Al. And I beat him completely fairly. Okay. Now, Al disagrees. Al seems to think, and you can ask him this yourself, that I have potential. Now, we would need video evidence of that. I will say I have a monstrous backhand, which he's impressed with for some reason.
Have you hit him with the racket or the ball or anything?
Never hit him at all, no. He was scared a couple times. He got in my way once. Good. But we were tied at 9s. As you know, you go to 11 unless you're tied at 10. Then you got to go best by 2. We were tied at 9s. I managed to get him on one of my lethal backhands for point 10, and point 11 was something. He had thought that he had ran me out of space when he hammered it off the wall in tight. He was very close to the wall on the right-hand side. He hammered it off the wall. It was floating way back. He thought I wouldn't be able to run it down. And I just gave it a little deft touch to the opposite side of the court. Whoa. And the ball just fell and just kissed over the red tape in the opposite side corner to fall for my first ever win. Wow. And I was very excited. You can ask Al. I was pretty over the moon, and he was excited for me, which is the best thing about Al. Al is a great teacher.
At least outwardly he was.
No, he was. He really was. Because you might not know this, Clarkey. Maybe you do. I'm very hard on myself. I'm my own worst critic. I'm competitive. I don't like being competitive with other people. I don't care, but I'm competitive with myself. And when I feel like I could be doing better at something, I get frustrated. And so Al, for over a month now, has put up with me cursing and swearing up and down the court at myself. Okay. Never at Al. He's a beauty. But he laughs at me quite often. He's like, man, you're so hard on yourself. Like, you're good. You're improving. Yeah. And today was a beautiful encapsulation of all the work I've been putting in. Dude, I've been watching videos. Like, I've been watching video tutorials of like crazy world champion squat. I don't know why I'm watching them, but just to try and get a little better, play the angles more. And it all culminated finally in my first win. And I'm very excited. Yes, I'm excited about that.
Golf applause. Now, let me ask this. Yes. Next week or at some point. At some point in the next month, we need some video evidence.
Okay. I thought you were going to ask me to play you, because I'm not
wasting my time with that. Set up a phone, and we want some video evidence. Okay.
I can bring. Yeah, I'll bring my ring lights. I'll bring my contraption here that my ring light's on, and I'll set my phone up and get. It's not going to be good, but it's okay. You know. I grinded it out.
It'll get the gist of it. So that's what we need.
I had him moving around, man. And even in the other games, I could have won 2 other games today that were like a lot of the games I'm losing now are like 11-8, 11-9. You know, like I can see the progression.
Yeah, well, that's the important thing. Yeah, for sure.
Listen,
for sure.
I was as intimidated as anybody. I'm not good at the sport. I'm still not good. But it's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun over there. And if you want to get active, get moving around, try something new, Listowel Squash Courts. It's super easy to sign up. It's a 24/7 facility. You get a little swipe card. You can go in there. You can play at 3-4 in the morning if you want. Just whack it around. No big deal.
And you can get one of these nice hats.
Get yourself a hat, or maybe you prefer, a little Conway Furniture hat. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Exactly.
Look, we're hooked up. We're swagged out because we support these people and we appreciate their support. Thank you, Al.
And all I have to say is two things.
Yes.
Any given Sunday or any given Tuesday.
Wow,
or
okay.
a blind squirrel can find a nut every once in a while.
Thank you for your support. I
No
appreciate
problem.
that.
Yeah,
and
that's
that's why I don't want to play you. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to our Let's move on to our couch potatoes of the week. As always, Clarkey, I would like for you to lead us off. What do you?
Okay.
What do you
my couch
who's
potato
going to
is
sit in one of
my
those
couch
beautiful
potato
orange
is Al
fills?
from the squash courts because he's nursing a broken leg. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't say that.
Okay.
Don't say that.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I need you to stop. Stop, dude.
Stop. No. Hey, listen. This isn't on ice. This is off ice. Okay.
Okay.
Adam, this is the time you put the picture in. This is the DJ or somebody. It's probably not. It's just a picture I found. Ryan, how can the Leafs' new goal song be so offensive in the lyrics? Someone was sleeping on a Conway Furniture Couch when they made this decision. Pursuit of Happiness, the song, which they come out opening night. We got a new goal song. Listen, everyone. Hey, Google, play Pursuit of Happiness. Then they find out, maybe we should have read the lyrics of this song. Because they're a little offensive to say the least. I just don't know how that could have got by the chain of command at Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. Someone was asleep at the wheel. And I'm telling you right now, I don't know what the right answer is for a goal song. To me, I really don't care. All I want is something that the fans can get into. It sounds like now, after the last game, it's going to be Panama from Van Halen, which I like. I like that song. It's a good song. I know it. I didn't know this other song anyway. I didn't know it anyway. This Pursuit of Happiness.
I didn't either, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I never heard of it. But I want something that the fans can get into and do a chant or whatever, right? Like that's what I want. But for them to have this song that is so offensive, and Mr. DJ there, who we just saw them, the
it's not his fault.
I know it's not his fault. I know it's not his fault, but I didn't know whose fault it was, but someone was asleep on the couch.
So I have a couple thoughts here. First off, I told you to stop off top because I thought you were going to complain about something on the ice, and we're 3 games in.
The referee.
So I was going to stop you.
No.
Okay, yeah, we're not doing that today.
No,
it's 3 games in. I can't. So when you went down this road, I just want you to know, and you'll know this as well, that our friend Dark Guy last week participated in your stead.
Yes.
In the couch potato, and he picked the new goal song, which at the time was Pursuit of Happiness. He hated it a lot. And look, again, it's a thing where it's like a lot. You're never going to make everybody happy. Me personally, I'd never heard the song before ever.
Yeah.
I don't dabble. I'm not super familiar with Kid Cudi. I know who he is, and the other. I know that the version they picked as well was a remix. I know Steve Aoki worked on it. I like Steve.
Okay. Yeah, whoever. But my point is, how does this get through all the layers of bureaucracy there is at Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment? There's a lot of it, and how it got by everybody, and no one said, by the way, what are the lyrics to this song? Oh, no, they're fine.
They don't particularly bother me, obviously, but yes, there's a lot of reference. No, I don't care, dude. I listen to way more offensive lyrics than that.
Yeah, but I will understand it's a family entertainment program.
I understand. Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying, and there's a lot of references to cannabis use and different stuff in this. I get it. That said, I just think that. And they won't do it because it's like it's the Leafs. It's a historic brand. They seem to want one overarching song. And in my personal opinion, anything is better than that Hall & Oates song. It's the worst song Hall & Oates ever wrote. It's a horrific song, and I never want to hear it again. And not because of the Leafs, although they exacerbated it. I hate that song. Now, a lot of people liked it. I just don't know why they don't go with, a good Canadian art. Just use like Shania Twain or something. Really mix it up.
Well, here's what
Shania on.
The other thing I'm shocked
Ryan
about, and maybe it's still going to happen. Yeah. Get the Beebs to write you one. Like they're in bed with the Beebs anyway, so just have him do one.
Go over well.
Why?
I don't know if that'd go over well with a lot of
They
people.
have a shirt with his logo on it.
Yeah, it didn't go over well either. It's ugly. But anyway, I'll say this.
Happy face is ugly. Okay.
It's horrible. That jersey sucks. And hey, look, we've all had bad jerseys, right?
We've
all had some bad jerseys. It's a bad one. I don't know if that's the way you want to go. Like, again, it feels like they're trying to not do like the obvious thing and just like pick a hip song or Bryan Adams or like a great Canadian artist. Yeah. They're trying to do this like dance around. Look, there's a lot of songs. Like if they rode
no
Panama,
kidding, right?
If they rode Panama all the way to the end, Panama slaps, dude.
David Lee Roth,
I love the kicking song. Off the amp. Like,
absolutely.
Panama shreds.
No, I like it. I like it.
It's a great album, great song.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really feel like my point being that
I like Jump even better. If you're gonna play Van Halen,
tremendous tune.
Yeah.
But again, I just feel like they should just let all the players pick their own goal song, like a lot of other clubs are doing. Because then there's just like no complaining, and what it does is it becomes this like individualistic moment that people can rally around with the players, right?
Yeah. And it can cause
like whenever the Caps score, I know exactly who it is.
Yeah.
Like I could not be watching the game and hear Country Roads, and I'm like, TJ Oshie just scored. I don't know. I just think that that's the safest way to go forward, because then what it is it becomes kind of a touchstone thing with each player that kind of makes you attach even more to your favorite guy. You go, oh, Austin Matthews picked this song and he scores, and I love hearing that.
I don't mind that. You know what I mean? I don't mind that. Again, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, it really doesn't.
No.
Like, it's so irrelevant, and it got so much airtime, and it's getting way too much now. We're going to wrap this up, but it's like, just pick. I don't mind if each player has its own individual one. Sure.
I think it's good. For it. All right.
Mr. Fancy Pants.
I think I'd be very interested to see what Willie Styles picked. I would like to throw out now my couch potato.
Okay. Your turn.
And this one, just like something about it just rubbed me the wrong way. Clarkey, we've talked a lot between ourselves, between many a guest on this great show. And we've talked a lot about the new school athlete mentality, a lot more kind of individualism, which is good and bad, you know, in certain respects. This is a bad one. Producer Adam, you got to throw this guy up there. So Caleb Williams, you may have heard of him, Clarkey. He is the highly touted quarterback at USC who is most likely going to go number 1 in the NFL draft. And I really hope my New England Patriots maybe go after him. He has reported that when he's drafted, he would like a partial ownership stake of whatever team selects him in the draft. The report says that Williams wants partial ownership of the team that selects him in 2024 if he declares for the draft. Representatives of UFC of the quarterback at USC confirmed it to multiple sources. I'm sorry, dude. Caleb Williams out of his mind and is clearly had a number of nights after a college party asleep on the couch potatoing hard. If he thinks that any owner in the NFL is going to buckle to this type of demand, and if any owner did, shame on you. Look, I hate the owners more than anybody. We don't like the owners. They do goofy stuff. Like, we get it. But to be a quarterback, and keep in mind, Clarkey, how often do quarterbacks get drafted and absolutely flame out and not work out very well? A majority of them.
Sure.
A majority of them, especially highly drafted quarterbacks, a lot of them do not work out. They cannot translate from college to the NFL. And this kid's going to walk in without having taken a snap in the best league in the world and demand, what, a 1% ownership stake?
It's a good one.
What if
That's
you're
a good
terrible?
One. You got a good one.
Absolutely terrible. And you saying that, Clarkey, exactly. It doesn't look very good on the kid. That's your focus. You want to get drafted and potentially get millions of dollars.
And this is true. Like, this is 1,000% accurate information. Yeah, that's nuts.
It's crazy, and I think that Caleb, you might want to get used to.
Well, someone should
digging a
draft
butt
him and
rut
just let
into
him
the
sit them.
couch.
Just let him sit.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. You might want to get working on your butt groove and your beautiful new Orangeville leather couch from Conway Furniture, because you might not be playing, my friend. Couch potato all the way. I can't stand it. Listen, this has been fun, Clarkey.
Yes,
I hope
sir.
they pick a fun goal song for you and all that stuff. Ultimately, I don't care. Austin Matthews pretty good though.
He is very good.
He's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's very good. And as we mentioned earlier, this guy is
Is that your final thought for the show?
He's very good. Let's just leave it at he's very good, and he's going to have a special year now that he's healthy. Yeah.
I think so too. Dude.
Yep.
All right. You know what? You can continue having a special year watching this show every week.
Right.
Friday nights at 9, Sunday nights at 8 with our friends at Whiteman TV. I got that backwards. It's actually Friday nights at 8, Sunday nights at 9. So let me correct myself. You got to have the times right. With our friends on Whiteman TV, that's channel 6 for Whiteman subscribers. We debut on our YouTube channel Friday nights at 9. That is correct. And remember, you can find the podcast version of this on all your favorite podcast apps, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you want to, you can follow us on social media and see great clips from the show, including the Couch Potato every week at Instigating Pod. Speaking of the Couch Potato, thanks again to our friends at Conway Furniture, Highway 86, East End of Listowel, our great friends at Larry Hudson Chevrolet Buick GMC, and of course, the new home of Ryan Drury, the Listowel Squash Courts. We can all be winners, baby.
I'm going to Niagara.
Put the
it's
work
coming
in.
up. It's coming up.
Yes,
big tournament.
The big tournament.
I'll let you know. I'll fill you in.
Next year, I'll be on the roster.
Some people are accusing me of sandbagging, I might say. I went in the D pool. I'm in the D pool. That's where I should be.
We need video evidence. If you win every game 11-3, we have a problem.
I guess so, but that's not my fault.
All right. We'll see you next week for more Instigating with Clarkey and Drury.